All right, we are going to talk about tessellations. This is what happens when art and math comes together and makes a whole new thing together. Tessellations, which is kind of basically, are a pattern that can be repeated over and over again, where they all link together and lock together. And the pattern can go on and on for forever, or until you reach the end of the piece of paper. There is a very long history of tessellations. They have been used for centuries. There are a lot of Islamic art that has these geometric patterns, just like you can see in the tile work and the mosaic work in this mosque. It's usually used in architecture when it comes to Islamic art, but it can also be used in more traditional art forms, such as the work of M.C. Escher. He was a Dutch graphic artist. This one here is his hands drawing a hand, which isn't a tessellation, but is just pretty cool. There is a lovely little video clip right down here of M.C. Escher talking about his early schooling. So if you would like to, you can pause my video, or if I am in class, I will pause this and we will watch that little video clip. And then when you're done, you'll come back and unpause me. Yay, you unpaused me! Okay, we can move on. M.C. Escher is known for a couple different things. He is known for these impossible worlds with all of these staircases going off to crazy places that aren't really possible, and play tricks with your mind. Like the top here looks like it's popping out, but the bottom here looks like it's caving in. How is that possible? He's also famous for his tessellations. He traveled around the world and found examples of them and then brought them back and started using them in his own artwork. So you could say here, this is his example of a knight riding a horse, and it's the exact same shape and they fit perfectly in between each other. You can see some of them have the line drawings and some of them are just tracing the outlines to show you how he slowly built up that tessellation. They make very complex designs when they get all added together. So this is the place that he visited when he was in Spain, and you can see some of that tessellation work in the actual architecture of the building. He continued on with things like his seahorse. So the idea is a tessellation. It's not just a shape, it's a shape that you turn into something that's recognizable. Like this one here, he has a fish and a bird that are interlocked together. This one here is just a seahorse that he keeps flipping back and forth. He eventually moves into this kind of transition-y phase where he goes from one tessellation into other things, so turning these grid squares into birds that then fly off over other grid squares. There are 3 different types of tessellation transformations. Transformation just means change. And there's 3 ways of changing them. You can translate, you can rotate, and you can reflect. So we're going to go into a little bit more detail about what each of those means, because those are big confusing words. So the first one is translate. Translate means you just slide it. You just move it. You're transferring. So if you have yours here, you just slide him over to over here. So this guy here fits here, and then here, and then here. So it's like he's eating his own tail over and over and over again. In order to do that, you just make a shape where whatever is over here, you slide to the other edge right over here. Whatever was down here that's cut out, you slide to the top here, and you just tape it along there and tape it along there. And that's the shape that you repeat over and over again to trace to make this tessellation. You can also try rotation. So this one, when you had him, instead of you're still taking this guy here, this piece over here, and you're holding it on this corner, and you're rotating it around. So this little piece here, it goes, if it's like a line coming down, it rotates around in a little corkscrew motion to sit on this top here. Same thing here. This guy got cut out from here, and it rotated around to get stuck on this side over here. So it's spinning around a corner. And then when you put the artwork together, you rotate it around one of those corners so that these pieces fit going in a circle. And you could fit another one just chilling right over here as well. And the last one is called reflection, and that's just where you flip over a line. So you are repeating something, you're just flipping it back and forth over an axis. I don't know why this bird is here, because it's covering my words. But you're flipping it like this is the line here where you would flip, and it would be the opposite on the other side. So this one here, like what type of tessellation? Well, this is a rotation because they're all spinning around this one part where these feet all come together. How about this one? This one's a translation because they're just moving over in a line. They're all facing the same direction. There's no rotation. There's no reflection. They're all going the same way. This one here, again, their feet connect in like these spinning patterns, so that's a rotation. And this last one here is a reflection because they're going opposite directions as they go across the paper. We'll have another video that explains how to do each one of these in more detail, and I have a worksheet, so if you're looking at me right now being like, I don't know how to do this, it's okay. I got you. We will get through this together.